All right, y'all. Part two, Junior Boogaloo. Man, it's been dope talking so far. Lots of cool things to look up. Um, yeah. So this will be something to rewatch, no doubt, no doubt. But yeah, Boulevard Nights, something I'm gonna check out. '84 Olympics, Lionel Richie performance with the Electric Boogaloos. Oh yeah. I saved it, and it'll go on my YouTube as well. So yeah, no worries. It's saved. Um, yeah, man, so much information. Just gotta see if he can join back on. Just give him a sec. Yeah. All right, we back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's crazy. So you saw him doing like snaking and hitting, and you were just like, nah, I don't want no part of that.
Yeah, I never seen freaking waving like that before. That shit was like I was like freaking the dopest shit I ever seen.
What was it? I mean, up until that point, like what were like the waving that you had seen so far?
I mean like deep waves and like just his waves were more uh detailed, clean. Like you
Mhm.
can see every single line going through his body from his toes to his fingertips to his head. It was crazy,
Wow.
but it was like everything was so controlled and so detailed, but so smooth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I saw him, I was like, shit. So like I sat there the whole night and watched him. Went back home, like start start practicing his waves and shit.
Yeah.
In his
So
yeah,
you think his understanding of anatomy was just more
it was
like
crazy. Like yeah, I mean like it felt like his bones were waving, but they weren't.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
and like I never seen anybody like can drop his chin and can put his chin to his chest.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, so everything, attention to detail, everything was
yeah, it's deep. It was deep.
man. See, that's the thing. That's where I get real confused on my whole theory on how this stuff works. Is because you think about 80, 82, 83 is when you met him. He been popping like what, maybe 5, 6 years up until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to be that dope in that short amount of time, well, how is that? You don't see that nowadays.
Nah. It was just like natural. You know what I mean? Like some people have it, some people don't. But he was like, you know, freaking it was like that robotic feel, like animation,
Yeah.
but then he can make it also look smooth. You know what I mean?
Dang, and because for me, when I think about how someone gets, I start to come up with some theories on like how possibly someone could get so good
Hmm.
in a short amount of time. Also, at the beginning of an art form where there's no path like really paved, right? Like
Yeah.
nowadays, we've seen so much different takes on the same movement and techniques and stuff, but really, there was nobody he was chasing,
No.
you know? Yeah, so when I think about it, I start to think about like, okay, one, why is he so motivated? Like, what's driving him? Two, part of me thinks he got so good so fast is because there was just one thing to learn and then another thing to learn, and it wasn't like all the information at once.
Yeah. I mean, like, you would have to ask him.
Yeah. Do you feel like in your own case, do you feel like the understanding of movement came better when you were getting it piece by piece?
I mean, like, for me, like, movement didn't really matter, but if you incorporate it, like the uh, technique part of it, incorporate it in the movement, you can make it look like illusional or like, control, or however you want it, to make it look. But it was like ticking, um, robotic, like how how tense can you make your muscle,
Mm.
or how relaxed and tense can you make your muscle, or how relaxed and tense with the pop can you make a muscle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like the more you exercise your body, like with the control and the inside muscle, the more it got stronger. So it's like you control the power level of your muscle with the music. You know what I mean?
Mm. Oh shit. Okay. So like yeah, even exploring the tensions within your body in congruence in synchronization with the music, the sound. So
Yep.
like even if it's getting hype, maybe you have to relax more to move fast, or like or just tense up for one boom and like really embodying the sound, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like your body becomes like a instrument. So it's like how you play your sounds. Like imagine like
Mm.
each muscle has a sound. So it's like making music. It's like, okay, this is my instrument, and this is how I'm playing my instrument.
Yeah. Yeah. Because even like we were talking about it before, like when you wave, like it's even making a sound like a sax or
Yeah.
something like that, where it's like carving out the sound, you know.
Yeah.
And then you create those you have like your snare,
Yeah.
you know, and then you have like your vocal and
Yeah.
all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I don't think I don't know, like I'm not sure how people are learning the dance right now because it feels like very just technique driven, you know, and I feel like I was technique driven too.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just different stages of the journey.
Yeah. But it's everything. It breaks down. Like when you listen to something music wise, it could be hip hop, jazz, rock, house, funk, like any type of music, it's gonna make you feel a certain way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you could hear something like so hard, and you be like, yeah, whoa, whoa, When I watch the Crumpers, and I'm like, like I hear the music like they're crumping to, and I'm like, it makes me feel something like, yeah, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and house, you say, oops, 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 you just,
Yes.
so it's like whatever variety of music you listen to, you're gonna have like a different feel,
Mm. Yeah. I think sometimes I try and think of my body like a full like a if I can feel like a whole band, like a whole orchestra, you know. You have your rhythm section, you know, you have your saxophones, you have
There you go.
and you can really start to even feel like envision the depth of the orchestra. So like if I'm composing and I got my drums in the front and I got my vocalist in the back, I could direct my movement
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's like really, I think the cool part about popping in general is like how much you can incorporate your imagination into your get down, you know? It's so you can create a whole nother world.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you first started, like, or just in general, what do you like about popping, or like what do you see, um what really inspires you when you see it?
When when I watch Poppin'.
Yeah, like it's something that still kind of just like blows your mind, or like something that originally, like for me, it was like when I first saw someone tick walk, I couldn't understand.
Um, man, a lot of stuff. Like, you know, it's like the when I watch people dance, you know, like they look toy robots. You know,
Mm.
like a mannequin. Like they could look like a freaking octopus, or like a what is that thing? The
Oh, the jellyfish?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
jellyfish. Like damn, it look like like it's it's like a character. You know what I mean? But like most of the time, like it it could look really um, you know have like a different character in their dance. So like when I watch them, like damn, they look like this, or I think they're feeling like this. You know what I mean? But like I don't know, like for me, like I could watch people dancing like all day, especially like when I can feel what they feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's some I think we're fans of dance too. Like not only does it feel good, but
Yeah.
I think the balance is also how much you love to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, like you know, I just get hyped watching people dance. You know, like oh shit, like like I wanna, they, it just I want to dance. Just by watching them. And like that's what I the like that part when I tell people like like if you take this guy, it's like you want to feel what he's feeling when he listens to the music.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So when some people dance, you can't really feel what they're feeling because the music and the dance it really doesn't connect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's somehow the sound coming into the ear gets
Yeah.
somehow
But
messed up
yeah,
here.
but they're on beat. They're on beat, but it's just like the music is here and their dance is here. You know what I mean? But they're
Yeah.
but they're on beat, but you just can't feel what they're feeling.
See, I mean, this is just a theory, but with you, for example, yeah, you've had so many diverse experiences with music, right? Like when you were coming up, it was like music at home, music when you're walking down the street, music everywhere. Now, I think some people,
You know,
when they come to dance, it's just
I'll tell
like they
you
hear it in one way.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you this one story. When I was in sixth grade, this this was in the Bay. My father had a boombox with the one speaker and an 8-track tape, right? And we used to listen to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that boombox to school. And I like I got it one morning. I put it in my bag. So we were walking to school, and we're like, what was that song? I think it was Flashlight. Flashlight. Yeah. So
Yeah, Parliament. Yeah.
yeah, by Parliament. So like me, me and my sister was walking to school, and we're like, boom. And then everybody's like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, we thought we were cool. So walking to school, and I was like, yeah. So like I would be in school like on our lunch break, flashlight, and everybody was dancing. They were like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, like when I went back home, my father's like, did you take the radio to school? I'm like, yeah. He's like, So what? You think you're cool? Uh, yeah. He goes, come here. Let me show you what cool is.
Oh shit! In sixth grade, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
bro.
Damn.
Got my ass beat.
That's just, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like to think that, I mean, sixth grade to steal your dad's radio. But I can imagine the feeling in sixth grade to pull up with a speaker. Like,
8-track tape, bro. 8-track tape.
that's nuts.
Not,
Yeah,
not
like the technology
yeah,
to
yeah,
even to travel around with a speaker is already kind of new, you know?
yeah.
So to pull up to your school with one of those, man, that must have been the jump off. Everybody would have been wild. That would have been
Like,
so
yeah,
crazy.
you got the boombox. Yeah. So everybody was dancing. And I was like, yeah.
See, this is what I'm talking about, man. It's like when people are dancing too, it's uh I think that's part of the maturity of dance too, is that you have to take, you have to dance through, it's a lifestyle thing. Like
Yeah.
it's not just like, okay, I'm gonna go to this room and I'm gonna play a song, practice, and then go out in the world and live. It's like, well, it's like, do you love music and do you love movement? It's real simple. So like you start to transport who you are, what you love to do throughout the world, and you get to travel and see different things, whether it's down the block or to the next city or
Yeah.
next country. Every experience is that learning, like you were saying, there's maturity that's adding to your movement and your dance and your approach.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's something like with my friend, it's like to travel to these different places because I mean, we've been blessed to travel, but it's also, you gotta make sacrifices to travel too
Yep.
sometimes. And big big sacrifices. I mean, actually this is something crazy to think about. You were the one that told me to save my money to travel.
Yep.
We were at a, I think we were in SD at a battle, and I was asking you, like, cause I was that guy that was asking like, yo, I want to level up,
Hmm.
and you're like, he's like, but before I even told you that, you were like, you need to save up your money and start traveling, and I was like, all right, and I
Yeah.
did. That's all I did was save my money to travel,
Yep.
and the thing is you never know who or when a lesson is going to come into your life. Um, and that's why it's so important to just keep changing your environment because those lessons will come in different ways.
Yeah, that's true. And at the same time, you're learning, you know, because like, I mean, like, I learned a lot more than I did in school, just by traveling, meeting people, learning different cultures, and learning the history. And like, I've I freaking learned a lot, not only like around the world, but also learned about myself.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Everything, the world kind of reflects um, the the willingness or the openness you have to see it. You could be in a bad mood, you're gonna see a sunny day like it's raining outside.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like the thing I always tell people too is, if you can't travel abroad, you can always travel within.
Yeah.
And no matter where you go in the world, you're gonna be stuck with this thing. So you could be a real a real messed up person and travel the world trying to escape it, but it'll come back to you. It's happened to me plenty of times.
Because like it changed my mindset. You know what I mean? Like, from growing up in the hood, and like, to like experience what's out there. Like, it changed a lot. Like in my life. So, like, I didn't really have the greatest childhood, but it was like, wow, I didn't know it was like this. You know what I mean? I didn't know there was like really cool people out there in different countries. So, it made me think about like a lot of things, that happened to me like in my growing up, you know. So
Yeah.
I was like, damn, because like when I was young, I don't think you would like me. Because I was, like I was I was a freaking criminal, like I did like a lot of bad shit, but you know, a lot of stuff humbled me, like in my life.
Mm.
So, I'm not the same person I was when I was young, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sometimes it's it's a real blessing to make it through those youthful years, man,
Yeah.
because yeah, you be doing like some crazy stuff and yeah, for sure, man. If you met me when I was 18, you might have liked me, but it depends. It depends. Depends who you are, you know. But yeah, I think it's it's actually a real challenge for a lot of people to make it out of those years.
Mhm.
Because you think you think you're invincible. You have no perspective, really.
Yeah. I mean, now, that we're older now, like we're more wiser, what I mean? Like we
Mm,
understand life now, like damn, I remember like my aunts and uncles used to tell me shit, and then now like, damn, okay, now I know what they were talking about. You know what I
hmm.
mean?
Yeah, those seeds are planted. That we get to learn about them later. We're
Yeah,
like, oh yeah, that's what they meant.
yeah,
That's why I say sometimes too when I'm teaching some like real hard concept or something. I go, hey guys, this probably won't stick today, you know, and I might share a bunch of things, but it might not stick. But hey, the seed might be there, you
yep,
know, and then you never know what it'll turn into later. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, man, I got like one last question, man. I don't want to take up all your time, but uh, what do you think about the competition kind of world? I mean, you've been judging a lot of competitions past 2 decades. What how do you feel about, you know, the word popping and also like this is the type of questions that people dance with nowadays and it
Uh-huh.
gets kind of we always think about it as a political thing, you know, like
Yeah.
oh we got to choose sides and shit. It's like but it's hard because it's been called different things throughout the years and now it's
I mean,
been
like,
used.
okay, yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
It's it's the people that organize it. It's their fault because like they could call it whatever they want to. You
Mm,
can call it popping battle. You can call it a strutting battle. You can call it robot battle. You can call it whatever you want. But it's up to the organizer.
mm,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because like for us, like if you call it a popping battle, okay, it's under the popping. They have to pop. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if you call it a dance battle, it could be anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so
So it could be all styles, but it's just yeah, the organizer chooses the word they want to use. But I think the question more is like using popping, you know, can you wave in a popping battle? Can you tut in a popping battle? You know, are these styles accepted or are they like because different people have different stories. So people are like, well, maybe we shouldn't call it a popping battle, you know, because back in the
I
day,
mean, you can call it whatever you want.
yeah.
Okay? Like, okay, what about like if I had a event and I called it smooth groove popping battle? What would you think if I said smooth groove popping battle?
Well, you gotta have some smooth grooves and pop. Yeah. So for me, it's just kind of like yeah, because well, the organizer also chooses the judges too, right? So it's kind of like what are the judges judging on in a popping battle? They just got to hit.
Yeah, I mean, like every every judge is different. Like they're gonna judge how they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, like you know, it's, remember, like a battle is nowadays, it's like, for me, it's like a show battle. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, who has the best 3 rounds, or who has the best 5 rounds? You know what I mean? But it's just like almost like a show. Okay, my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. One more. Okay, my turn. It's like who has the best moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not like a street battle where you can go on for like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe like 2 hours, wait, go back 2 hours, again 2 hours. You know, that's like, that's a real battle. But in the like a show battle, you know, you could do whatever you want. But like getting back to judging, I mean, like for me, how I judge is, you know, of course it's a battle, so you have to battle. You know,
Yeah.
for me, I don't have a preference what you do. You could boogaloo, animate, waving, tut, whatever, but you have to have that pop in it. You know, at some point
Yeah.
you have to pop. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But I
Do you
but I always
do you
get
feel
this.
like that the
Get this. Hey,
competitions?
hey. Why did I lose?
What?
It's just the guy was better than you. You know what I mean? But it's like I never get anybody asking me this. Why did I win?
Yeah. I have asked that question many times though. Because I'm always in disbelief when I win anyway, so I'm always like, yo, why'd I win, man? I like that round was shit, you know. But yeah, I think, the cool thing about battles is that there's always something to learn, and
That's true.
yeah.
Always something to learn.
Yeah, and I think more, you can't always, the hard part is that some people depend on it financially, as far as like, okay, who wins the battles gets to teach the workshops, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, they get their name out there, but I think the key is to remember not like to approach battles as a test of your mind, rather than, I hope it's not like you're paying a rent with battles, because I don't think we're at that point yet.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, unless you got a whole, I mean, there are a couple people, but you gotta really push hard on that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know, like especially like in battles, you know, like I will say, you know, no matter how good you are, or you know, like anybody could win a battle anytime. It doesn't matter how good you are, because
Mm.
a battle is just a like a show battle. It's how you feel on that certain day. It's always on the moment. You know, anybody
Yeah.
could feel it on that moment, and then some
Yeah.
days you can't feel it. But that's how
Yeah.
it goes. You know, it's like sometimes you have it. Sometimes, you know, like you can feel tired. You have a headache, or maybe you're nervous, or whatever. But it's always on the moment.
Yeah, that's why it always blows my mind when people are consistently winning. Like, it's so crazy to me because the circumstances are always changing. I'm like, I only dance under like good under a couple circumstances. And like it's like usually when I'm with close friends, or like just ciphering with like one or two people, but when it comes to big shows, yeah, it's a different game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh but it's crazy how people get consistent wins. It's like, dang, these guys must be training super hard.
Yeah.
Crazy memories.
But when you're on the road, you know, like when you're winning, you you have that confidence already in you. You know, like after your third win, fourth win, like you already have that confidence. I've seen people lose like 4, 5, 6 times, and their confidence is down. I
Mm.
I mean, really like dope ass. I won't say their names, but really dope. And they would say, "Hey, you know, I feel my dance is whack." And I say, "No, you feel your dance is whack. I don't feel your dance is whack. I feel your dance is fucking dope. It's just you feeling like that. Your confidence is down. You
Yeah.
need to build up your confidence because your dance is still dope. No matter
Mm,
how many battles you lose, it's just that's how you think.
damn. That's wisdom right there. It's yeah, dance is that's the cool thing about dance too, is that it's a real reflection of your internal world. Like, yeah, it's so hard to be like dance in its ancient forms was used in different ways like rituals or celebrations and things like that. But then when you talk about like, okay, you got this 1 minute and you got to get down right now,
Hmm.
it's like, dang, this is a weird circumstance, you know? So, um, yeah, it's interesting on how to approach it. But how would you say to get your confidence back up if it's low? How would you say how do you build your confidence? I mean, it depends on the person, but
Yeah, but you don't stop. You keep dancing. Like you keep fighting. It's almost like like you're sparring, and you keep on sparring until you feel that confidence back. Like you're feeling your body, and then once you feel that confidence, it's like you're ready to like kill somebody. You know, it's like you lose. So your 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 confidence shouldn't be down. It should be, what? I'm gonna beat somebody's ass. you know?
you're like you're like forever fire, like hungry,
Yeah.
just
So
like
like you're, like the boxers, they train hard, they exercise, and they're always sparring. So they're in the ring sparring against people, like to help them fight, you know, build up your confidence also. So like in the dance, it should be the same way. Like one guy asked me, "What do you think I should do in the battle? How do you think I should practice?" I said, "You better train. Like you better spar. You better be battling every day against somebody at least 6 rounds, like everybody every day until the time of the battle. So it's like you're prepping yourself. You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
like some people just go and they look in the mirror and they practice. Then all of a sudden they go in the battle and they lose, like they got smoked. And I said, that's not how you practice. Like that's not how you train. Do you see the fighters like look in the mirror and like just go like this?
Just shadow
Yeah,
boxing, just
just shadow boxing. They're in the ring sparring to get, like getting their ass kicked. Sometimes for me, like when I feel like my dance is down, like I need to spar, like either like you need to exchange with somebody. It's like you need to get your ass kicked, to feel that way. Like, fuck, I just got my ass kicked. I need to train. So it should like help you build up that confidence in your dance. You know what I mean? It's like you're training with the person. It's like some people can't even dance for 5 minutes. They'll be some people can't even dance for like 3 minutes. They'll be like so tired. Like when we used to dance in clubs, we used to dance for like 2 hours straight. We're still on the dance floor for 2 hours. We never leave the dance floor. We just
yeah,
dancing with girls.
yeah.
So imagine you dancing like in a battle, like imagine like a 16 to smoke. You'd be like,
Yeah, 16 to smoke. Shit, let's do it, yo. 16 to smoke, calm down. That's one thing for me is like, yeah, I think it's the intention with your practice. It doesn't matter if you just like it at some point it just doesn't matter that you show up.
yeah,
You have to pull up with intention. Like you have to if you really want to get to that high level, every practice has to be like, okay, this is what I'm doing right now and this is
yeah.
I'm going for it.
You need to train. I mean, like you need to train for that battle. It's like how how are you prepping for that battle? Are you just going, like to the studio, looking in the mirror, you know, blah blah blah. Like of course, you will work on, you know, some movements, you know, like some blow ups, but you you have to battle against somebody leading up to the main battle. You know, it's like
Yeah.
prepping you.
Yeah, you got to feel that those eyes on you too, like that situation, you know, that friction.
Yep.
Yep. Hey man, well I just want to thank you so much, man, for dropping all this wisdom.
Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, man, we got to get together after all this is done, man, for
Let's
real.
down and practice.
All right, I'm down, man. Hey, yo, they're starting to open stuff up, so it might be soon.
Yeah. I had Nebula. He's from San Diego. He came down last night to practice.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So the shop's back open, man. Let's do it.
Do it, bro.
All right, brother. Hey, thank you again, man. I'll see you soon.
Yes.
Peace, brother.
Peace.